Even before the fighting, the place had a shabbiness about it, but it was full of life. To 18,000 Palestinians, the Badawi refugee camp was home. It had been a home for the Palestine Liberation Organization since 1949. 2 generations born right here in the camp. Little fighters training to be just like their Arab brothers and sisters. Riding off in glory to recapture a homeland they had never seen, only to return to the earth of Badawi. Children don't play war games here anymore. This is the scene around Badawi today. And this was Badawi 2 days ago.
They are there. You know, they are there. They are there on the hill. They are too near from the camp. Less than 2 kilometers. But they try all the time to penetrate, to cut from the area around the camp. So to close their forces to capture the camp.
The they Ahmed Abdul Rahman speaks of are PLO rebels led by Abu Musa, out to put an end to Yasser Arafat's reign as head of the PLO. According to Rahman, the rebels are nothing but puppets of the Syrians, using Syrian weapons, taking Syrian orders. Orders for Palestinian to kill Palestinian. Are you going to be able to hold them back?
Yes, we have 6 days of steadfastness, the area, and they failed to penetrate our lines. But now they have new forces, Syrian forces, Syrian vehicles for rockets and artillery. You know, Syria is it is not a small state against the Palestinian, against this misery refugee camp. By artillery, they can crush the whole camp.
The rebel Syrian force hasn't crushed Badawi yet, but every day they get closer. Arafat says he's got somewhere between 3,000 and 6,000 men fighting close to 13,000 Syrians, Libyans, and rebel Palestinians. With those odds, it is incredible that any Arafat loyalists stay in Badawi. But they do, living in holes in the ground, dank, dark basements. How many people live in this basement?
In this moment, about 10 people. But before a few days, we was about 10 families. Too many children was here.
What is it like to live in a hole in the ground when they're shelling you?
It's same like a grave, but more comfortable than the grave.
Are the children frightened?
The children always frightened from the bombs and the rockets because it is not a film, it is a fact.
Hussein al-Suri came to Badawi as a little boy from the West Bank. He has always supported Yasser Arafat. There are some people who say that if Chairman Arafat left Tripoli, the fighting would stop.
I don't believe that because we saw it in Sabra and Shatila. I trust Arafat because he sacrificed for the Palestinians. Arafat, he wants to save our blood. I believe that.
No one has ever questioned Yasser Arafat's commitment, but what some, led by Abu Musa, question is the technique. Arafat, the ultimate compromiser, in the end, too weak for some, too tough for others. And by trying to be all things to all men, finds himself fighting for his life, further away from his homeland than ever. A bleak picture until you look at Abu Musa, an unknown military man pitted against Arafat, the master politician. Musa, in the Syrian pocket, now accused of killing his Palestinian brothers.
Abu Musa, he thinks he's a genius man, but he's stupid enough. He's stupid enough because more than 60 houses in this Badawi camp he destroyed, and we don't have the money to make it again. How can I believe him? How can I trust him if he destroyed my living?
So the fight continues.
It's a real war.
Are you asking for more?
Sorry?
Have you gone to your Arab brothers and asked for more ammunition, more weapons?
All the time we ask for that. We want to defend our people, but it is not easy. They did not give us all the time. And maybe they did not hear that there is a massacre.
Only a Palestinian can explain why he chooses to stay in such a place.
It's the names, it's not important to me. The struggle, it's important to me. And that's all. I don't believe any man, I don't believe in anything. The struggle, it's a struggle. The man's will goes, but the struggle will stays.
But what shall we do? We have no choice. We have no choice. You know, I am Palestinian. I have no land. Yes, this is my last part of living. Well, where should I go? To Israel? They don't accept me. But it is not the end. It is not the end. There is nothing in our revolution called the end. There is no end.
Today, the rebels overran a key position on the perimeter of the camp. There have been heavy military casualties. There are no figures on the several thousand civilians still inside. Betsy Aaron for Nightline in Tripoli.